Hey everybody, welcome back. So on this flight right here that you're about to watch, I had a catastrophic loss and I lost my Bristol that I had put together out of a bunch of different Bristols. But stay tuned to find out what happened and why this happened, and hopefully this won't happen to you. Alright, thanks for watching. So, this is the current condition of my Bristol. If you go back about a month or so, I did a live stream where I put together a Bristol out of a bunch of different Bristol parts because I had sold my demo Bristol at a show, so I needed another demo Bristol for the NEAT fair in upstate New York, and this was it. Luckily, I was able to fly this a bunch of times at NEAT and left it out, but I had a crash recently with it. Completely my fault, and I should know better. Alright, so this is kind of the condition of it after the crash. As you can see here, the motor is completely hanging off the front of it. I think the motor's bent as well. The fuselage is all wrinkled and cracked in a couple of spots. The canopy cracked. My FPV gimbal snapped in half. That's destroyed. The VTX seems to be okay. And the bottom of this thing's pretty bad. The wings have damage as well, although the wings are somewhat repairable, and the front landing gear is completely destroyed. I have a quick clip. Unfortunately, we didn't actually get the crash because it happened like pretty close to us, and my wife was filming and she didn't catch the crash at the last second, so that's alright. But yeah, it was a pretty bad crash, and then the receiver is destroyed as well. The case got cracked and everything, so pretty hard crash. So I'll show a quick clip of the flight here, and I'm lucky it didn't happen at NEAT because that would have been bad. You don't really want to have a massive crash like that at NEAT. So I'll tell you basically what happened and why I should know better, and it was just poor thinking on my part. So I put the FPV canopy, the FPV pan and tilt inside the canopy, and I wanted to put the VTX and everything all inside the canopy. Nice, clean, neat install. You see, it's all mounted back there. Everything was nice and neat. The antenna was back there. You know, it was nice. Nice little install. You can see everything's back there. But because the VTX gets hot and this canopy is glued on, I decided that it would be a good idea to put some air holes in the canopy. Now this is where I made a fatal mistake. And I'm probably going to try to reuse this canopy, unglue it, fix the little part, and then glue it back on because I already cut out the foam and stuff for my gimbal and everything. But this is where I was not thinking, and I should have known better. So the way this canopy sits in, it just sits in and basically clips into these little clips right here. It doesn't have a latch or magnets or anything that hold it in. It's got a notch that notches in the front, and you can see this fuselage is done. It's cracked everywhere. But anyways, this fits in here like that, and there's a little notch in the front that slides into the fuselage, and then the back clips into these clips back here. It's good, but it's not like the strongest attachment, and I can't fly line of sight anymore. I lost the ability to fly line of sight because I've been flying FPV so much. I'm not good at line of sight. I lose orientation fast. So I was under the goggles, and it was a windy day when we were flying. Probably shouldn't have been flying. It was a little windy, but I wanted to get a flight in. It was after NEAT. And anyways, I put these holes here for airflow. So I have one hole here, and then I put a hole in the back on both sides. And I figured air would come in here, and then it would vent out over the back after going over the VTX. Now, where I should have known better is this basically kind of acted like a parachute. Okay, so the air inflated this and made the thing pop off. It just made it fly off. So I lost the canopy, therefore I lost my video. When the canopy and everything came out, because it was attached to the receiver, pan and tilt, it ripped the receiver out as well. So the pan and tilt channels were attached to the receiver. Canopy came out, ripped out the receiver. Everything pretty much died. Plane died midair and crashed into the ground at a pretty good clip. So yeah, going forward, I'm going to create a latch mechanism that will actually hold the back of the canopy on so it can't fly off. But now I have to rebuild this Bristol once again. So this will be my third Bristol that I have to rebuild. So yeah, good idea if you're going to put your VTX and your FPV components in the canopy. It is a good idea to have some air in there so things don't overheat and you don't melt anything, but also the VTX gets good airflow, the camera gets good airflow. You should also think about and remember that this could act like a parachute and cause it to fly off, because that's what happened. All right, that's it. This Bristol will be back at some point. I don't know what color it's going to be. I don't know anything. But at some point, I will put another Bristol together, and she'll be flying again. Great flying plane. I had a bunch of great flights at Neat with it. Unfortunately, this one needs to be rebuilt again with all new parts. So, thanks for watching. I hope I was able to give somebody some good information that potentially could avoid you from doing the same thing.